Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Shows World. Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and welcome back to the channel and our playthrough of Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. And we're jumping into Chapter 6 as we try and solve this murder mystery. But do me a quick favor before we jump in, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and if you're enjoying the videos, hit the like button. And I will link the first video in this series at the beginning of this video as we play through Emio. But let's get in here. We're jumping into Chapter 6, Existence. And here we go. Alright, Megumi Morimoto, a good friend of Aisuke, has been absent from school since his death. She was at home when the other students learned what had happened. Alright, so we're starting off with a Yumi. That's everything Fukuyama knew. I'm here to see if I can find out more. I'd love to talk to Megumi herself, but that's likely going to prove difficult. Alright, so we're going to talk to Megumi's mom, I believe, is where we're starting off here. Yes, and Megumi is the one who was really good friends with the kid who was murdered, and she has not been at school since, nor was she at school the day that he was found. So let's see where we're going to go. Hi, I'm Ayumi Tachibana. I called the other day. Oh, Miss Tachibana, of course, hello. I was surprised to hear from a private detective. Is now a good time? I don't want to inconvenience you. It's no problem at all. I just hope I can be of some help to you. Thank you so much. Your help is appreciated. Alright. How is Megumi doing? Megumi's locked herself in her room and she's refusing to talk to anyone. Is she feeling okay? She's not sick. She's in shock, depressed, which is, you know, not surprising after what happened to Aisuke. Let's hit up observations real quick. Right now, I'm just worried about Megumi. Let's ask about Aisuke. She and Aisuke had been close since they were little. They were just like brother and sister. They certainly argued as much as siblings. Every time they argued, she would get so angry. She'd say, "Mom, I can't stand him." Then, just as quick, she'd calm down and be her usual self. It was strange, I guess, but they were also just kids. They were so close, Aisuke and my Megumi. I still can't believe what happened. I have to hear from Megumi's mom. Alright, that's what I figured. Should we look around real quick? Megumi's mom, she looks tired. That's a picture of Megumi when she was younger. That's a picture of the family. I can't tell where it was taken. It's hard to see much from here, but they look like a happy family. It's probably a great memory for all of them. Look at the other photo up there. That's a picture of Megumi and her mom. Alright, that's probably going to be it. Alright, let's go back to talking to Megumi's mom. I don't know if they told us her name. Aisuke and Megumi were so close. They were more like brother and sister than friends. I don't know much about what happened to Aisuke, only what I've seen on the news. I can't bring myself to talk to Aisuke's mother about it. I'm afraid to talk to her at all. I only know what I've seen on the news. Alright. There's still no clue as to who did it, is there? No, we don't know anything yet. I hope they're found soon. No one can feel safe until that monster that did this is caught. But that's why we have detectives, isn't it? Yeah, of course. She's expecting a lot out of me. Yes? I imagine detectives must talk to lots of people. Oh, yeah, it helps to talk to everyone we can. I thought so. Of course, if there's anything you don't feel comfortable talking about, please say so. No, that's not it. I mean, huh? I'm sorry, I've never talked to a detective before. I was just curious. Everything I know about detectives I've learned from TV shows. Ah. I only know what I've seen on the news. Alright. Could you tell me about how Megumi has been the last few days? Sure. Megumi was absent from school the day Aisuke was the day his body was found. That checks out. I already knew she wasn't at school for the morning assembly. The school called about Aisuke. I told Megumi right away. She turned pale, started shaking. She ran and locked herself in her room. I could hear her crying. She's not been herself ever since. She hasn't been back to school since. Oh, really? She doesn't even come out of her room. I leave food at her door, but she either won't eat it or she barely touches it. She's avoiding everyone, won't talk to me or her father. Yeah, that's not good. No. She's always been so full of life, so bright, happy. She's, alright, saying the same thing. Megumi has been absent from school since the day Aisuke's body was found. It's just as Fukuyama said. But her mom says that she wasn't feeling ill. So why did she stay home that day? So you said Megumi was absent from school the day Aisuke was found? Yes. Why'd she miss that day of class? Was there any reason to be concerned about her on that day? Reason to be concerned? Reason to be concerned? Yes. Let's see. It wasn't just that something was wrong on that day. Megumi had been acting strange the day before, too. Since the day before? She seemed depressed, so I asked her what was wrong. But she wouldn't say anything. She just went straight to her room. Oh. Megumi seemed calmer the next morning, but she never took a bath and she stayed home from school. I thought maybe she'd had a bad day and that's all. I was sort of relieved, really. And then I got the call from the school. Do you know what Megumi might have been up to the day before? No, she didn't say anything about it. I never even had the chance to hear about her day. It's so terrible. Megumi is a class representative, so it must be causing some trouble for her to be gone. I imagine the other students in her class will be helping, along with her homeroom teacher. Homeroom teacher. So, yes, Megumi is a student in my class, and she's our class representative. Megumi has been absent, so I wouldn't know. Her homeroom teacher, Mr. Weirdo Fukuyama, right? Yes, that's correct. He works closely with the students. He's always there for them. Since Megumi's class representative, Mr. Fukuyama, depends on her more than most. Those duties would have them working together after school sometimes too. I see. He once gave Megumi a ride home because it was getting late. He's polite, dependable, young, and his students seem to love him. She used to tell me how handsome he was. She said he was like an actor from a TV show. Huh? She says he's always there for his students. Once she said he was like a cool teacher on TV. Ever since what happened to Aisuke, Megumi stopped talking. She used to be such a chatterbox. She used to tell me everything. My husband and I don't know what she's thinking or how to talk to her. At least until today. Until today. How has Megumi been today? She finally came out of her room for a bit earlier, around lunchtime. Oh, yeah, she took a shower, then came to the kitchen. I asked her if she was hungry. She didn't say anything, just gave me a nod. I made her some lunch, but she just picked at it. Still, I was relieved to see her eat anything at all. But then, Megumi just sat there looking kind of lost and sad. But I still think she was doing a great job of making herself get up and move. I wanted to say something, but what am I supposed to say? It was so uncomfortable. I didn't know what else to do, so I turned on the TV. There was a show on about urban legends and, I guess you'd say, the occult. They said it was a special episode. Oh. I was curious and Megumi didn't seem to mind, so I left it on. She's usually interested in shows like that. Every summer vacation, she'll sit and watch hours of this stuff. They talked about the legend of the smiling man. I'd never heard of it, but Megumi was very interested. Then, I don't know why, but they suddenly started, well, I swear it was about Isuke. Oh no, and Megumi was watching. I tried to turn it off in a hurry, but Megumi... Could you speak to any past incidents involving the smiling man? Well, the oldest example would have been from about 20 years ago. Some people say the recent incident in Kafuku City may have been the smiling man's doing. Word is the victim, a boy, had a paper bag over his head, much like in the stories of the smiling man. Though, remember, the smiling man is only an urban legend. It would be poor taste to continue that thought. Megumi? I guess I didn't need to translate that. It was pretty obvious. They were talking about a boy in Kafuku City. That could be Isuke, right? Yeah, I think so. Life is tragic enough. They don't need to use scary stories to make it worse. What Toro Sabo was right. It's tasteless. I guess this is how urban legends grow, huh? Let's think. I'm pretty sure the show Megumi and her mom saw is the same show we saw at the office. I believe so too. She finally came out of her room, but I was too careless. She shut herself in her room again. She doesn't even respond when I call to her. I just don't know what to do anymore. Do you think there's anything you can do for her, detective? Is there anything you can do for her? From the sound of it, Megumi won't be meeting up with anyone for a while. I don't expect I'd get much if I tried to talk to her. Madame, I'm sorry, but I don't think there's anything I could do for her right now. I'm sorry. It might take some time, but I'm certain Megumi will be fine. She's just got a lot that she's trying to process. Be patient with her. Whatever you do, don't blame yourself for how she's feeling. Megumi wouldn't like that. Thank you, Detective. Hopefully, we have good news about the investigation soon. Thank you. By the way, your family photo is lovely. What? Oh, this one? Yes. You all look so happy. Thank you. We were at an amusement park that day. Megumi's a sweet girl with a bright smile. I bet everyone likes her. I know it's just a rumor, but I can see why the boys would fight over her. I feel like now I need to focus on taking care of her until she can smile like that again. I guess that's about all I can tell you. I'm sorry, I felt like I didn't help much, and you came all this way. No, I'm happy to have made the trip. You've been very helpful. Really? That's good. I'm the one who feels like I haven't been any help to you. No, Detective, not at all. You've made me feel better about all of this. Good, I'm glad to hear it. She says she's okay, but is she really? I should leave. Alright, heading back to the detective agency. Pardon me, madame. Yes? I admit I'm worried about Megumi, but I'm also worried about you. If you dwell on these dark things too much, they'll eat you up. It's sweet of you to be worried. Oh, right. Huh? Speaking of worrying, last night, Kohei called Megumi. Detective, do you know Kohei? Kohei Takiguchi. The kids at Minami Daisan Junior High School mentioned him. He sounded worried about Megumi. I told Megumi he was on the phone, but she didn't pick up. I don't know, maybe that's why she finally came out of her room today. I guess, now that I think about it, the only people who called for her were Mr. Fukuyama and Kohei. I've heard Kohei's name, but I don't know any more about than that. But you've heard the name? You really are quite the detective. He's another classmate of Megumi's. They've been friends since elementary school. Kohei would go out to play with Megumi and Asuke all the time. Did Megumi, Asuke, and Kohei hang out together much recently? Occasionally, but less than when they were in elementary school. Has there been any trouble between the three of them? No, nothing like that as far as I know. But they're all at that age when they want to live their own lives. They don't tell their moms everything like they used to. So who knows what they got up to once they're out of sight. Asuke, Megumi, and Kohei. I wonder if something happened between them. I hope Megumi can feel better soon. Her friends and teachers are worried about her. Yes. What kind of kid is Kohei? Well, Megumi and Asuke were always so outgoing, but Kohei has always been a bit more reserved. I think Kohei is... Oh? I mean, boys in junior high school usually get nervous when they call a girl's house, right? I think it takes a lot of courage for them to do that. Well, he called Megumi. I'm sure she would have been happy if she talked to him. She wouldn't, though. You mustn't overdo it, detective. He's a quiet one, but he's been friends with Megumi and Isuke since elementary school. I'm sorry, but I have to get ready for dinner. Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you. No, it's fine. I hope Megumi will eat today. Sorry to bother you so late. I'll be off. Alright, I guess we're... If you want, you're welcome to come back. Maybe you can speak to Megumi then. Thank you. I'd love to come back. Alright, so I got an invitation to come back, so hopefully we'll talk to Megumi at some point. In the meantime, back at the Utsugi Detective Agency. I'm back. Ayumi, good to see you. Did you get anything from Megumi's mother? Yeah, here's everything I heard. Ayumi told me in detail about Megumi's state of mind. Her grief at the sudden loss is understandable, especially given how close she was to Isuke. Ayumi and I began talking about a question she had after the interview. I wonder what happened to Megumi the day before Isuke's body was found. It's such strange timing, I mean. So something happened, but by the next morning she was calm and decided to take the day off. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just means that whatever happened, it wasn't serious. When the school called about Isuke, she locked herself in her room. Maybe whatever happened the day before is related to Isuke. I wonder. Maybe I should talk to Mr. Fukuyama again and see what he thinks. Though he didn't have any answers before, what should I do? It's probably worth talking to him again. It's probably worth talking to him again. Yeah, that would be the right call, wouldn't it? Yeah. He just wanted to talk to him, but... but maybe I should just let him gather some more info first. If he figures anything out, I'm sure he'll let me know. He'll invite me back to his favorite cafe. Oh. Let's think. Ayumi's enjoying talking about her senpai, Fukuyama. Let's check the notebook real quick. We haven't done that in a while. Oh, there's not much here. Inspector Kamada hasn't been seen. Oh, yeah. Oh, we know about that. He wanted us to look up somebody, and we haven't been able to talk to him since. All right. I haven't had a chance to clean much lately. Did you find out anything else? Well, Megumi finally poked her head out of her room this morning. Too bad it was just in time to see that TV show about urban legends. That same one that we saw? Yeah. So she heard them talking about the boy killed in Kafuku City. And anyone who knows about Asuke would figure it out. After that, she went back to her room and hasn't come out. Her mom's having a hard time too, but I feel so badly for Megumi. She just keeps getting hurt, doesn't she? I really hope she finds a way through it. Oh yeah, Kohei called Megumi after she'd locked herself in her room. Kohei Takiguchi was also friends with Daisuke, yeah? Yep, but Megumi wouldn't pick up the phone to speak to him. I see. I'm worried about Megumi. Alright, let's think. There's a lot to think about, but I'm most curious about what could have upset Megumi the day of Aisuke's murder. Yeah, but the only person who can tell us, that is Megumi. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with Aisuke? Oh? Who could it be? It's Fukuyama. Hello, this is Tachibana. What's going on, senpai? What? Megumi is missing? Huh? Yes, I understand. Be careful. Megumi has gone missing. Her mother called the police. Mr. Fukuyama is on his way to speak to her now. We should go too. Yeah. Ayumi and I rushed to Megumi's neighborhood. We looked around the area, but Megumi was nowhere to be found, and no one had seen her. Where on earth would she have gone? I didn't have any ideas. So I took Ayumi's suggestion and headed to Manami Daisan Junior High School. Of course, at this time of night, there weren't any students around. Yep, everyone long gone by this point. Hey, there are a couple of kids there. Excuse me. It's you. I'm sorry I startled you. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Well, you're just in time. What do you mean? A kid at Fram School who says he's in the same class as Megumi, he said he saw Megumi running in her pajamas. Apparently she wouldn't respond to anyone, but he got the sense she was headed towards the bus stop. Bus stop? Which one? Well, duh. The one where he was found, I'm sure. The one behind the school. It's kind of dark back there. The principal said to never go there alone at night. The bus stop's near the pump station, too. Do you think that's where Megumi could be headed? Oh, no. Oh, and there's one more thing. Mr. Fukuyama, I just saw him looking really freaked out. He asked if we'd seen Megumi. We told him the same thing we told you. Then he ran off the opposite direction of the bus stop. Mr. Fukuyama can get so worried about his students. I'm afraid he can miss what's happening around him. One time he accidentally ran into a rice paddy and fell in the mud. He was covered in it. Yeah, so he might be in trouble tonight. There are a whole lot of rice paddies around here. Okay, I'll keep a lookout for Mr. Fukuyama too. Thank you both very much. It's getting dark, so be careful on your way home. Will do. Okay, wait, who are... Ayumi, let's hurry. Yeah, let's go. Thank you again, both of you. Alright, so we're heading to the bus stop. Ayumi, look, it's Kuze and Kamihara. And Fukuyama? So that must be Megumi. It looks like she's okay, thank goodness. I'm relieved that Megumi is safe after all, but she looks pretty upset. She's crying in Mr. Fukuyama's arms. She's still in her pajamas, like those kids said. She clearly ran away spontaneously. So why did she come here, where Asuke's body was found? Alright, back to the police station. Megumi regained her composure by the time we reached the police station. But she still wouldn't say anything to anyone. We're getting nowhere. This situation is a big deal, but I haven't seen Inspector Kameda tonight. Where is he? Yeah. It's Mr. Fukuyama. Detective Kamihara looks annoyed. Detective Kuze looks like she's trying to decide how to approach Megumi. Wait, what's this up here? Anything? No. And Megumi. She seems restless, being surrounded by detectives. Would do that to you, but I think there's something else. Maybe she just doesn't want to talk to the police. Detective Kuze, would you mind if I tried talking to her? You? Sure, fine. Good evening, Megumi. My name is Shoji. It's nice to meet you. I might not look like it, but I'm a private detective. Huh? Kind of amazing, right? I'm not that much older than you. If you talk to me, you could brag about it at school. I guess that's a no. Too bad, boy detective. Damn it, I thought it'd be easier to talk for her to talk to me since I'm closer to her age. I can't get her to talk, so much for that plan. I wonder what to do now. I don't think she'd speak to me if I did that. What is it? Since Megumi won't say anything, what do you think we should do? How would you feel about me talking to Megumi, Shoji? Do you think that'd work? Well, I'm not a cop or a guy. That might help put her at ease. What do you think? Yeah, you're right. Give it a shot. Let's see. Okay, here goes. Detective Kuze, would you allow me to speak with Megumi? And you are? I should have introduced myself earlier. I'm Ayumi Tachibana of the Utsugi Detective Agency. I think it's a good idea. It might be easier for Megumi to talk to her than to us. Please. Okay. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Megumi. Megumi just kind of shut down the day Isuke died. She hasn't even spoken to her mother since then. The day before Megumi stopped going to school, that is the same day Asuke died, something happened to her. But if she wouldn't tell her own mother, then why would she tell me, a complete stranger? Even though we have a few things in common, there's probably only so much I can get out of her. Megumi, are you okay? Megumi acts like she doesn't have anything to talk about, but she also seems kind of fidgety and restless. Is she bothered by someone here? Yeah, we know who. It's probably that weird creepo guy. Speaking of being fidgety. Speaking of being fidgety for some reason. This weirdo needs to get out of here. Speaking of fidgeting, whenever we talk about Megumi, Fukuyama gets a bit... Actually, he seems different towards her today. He's watching her closely, but with genuine concern. What is it, Tachibana? Is there something on my face? Oh, I see. You need my help, eh? Tachibana? Huh? Huh? You know this lady, Mr. Fukuyama? Megumi, Mr. Fukuyama was my senpai when we were in middle school. Your senpai? Yes, Megumi, Tachibana and I went to the same school. She was a few grades below me, and she's also a very good detective. She's working on Isuke's case. Isuke? I know, Tachibana. She will catch the culprit, I assure you. So, you see, you can just tell Tachibana everything you know. You understand, Megumi? Megumi, or... So, Megumi? I've heard so much about you from your mom. And I know you're suffering right now. I don't want to pretend like I know everything, but I know you've been going through a lot of scary, painful, and difficult feelings alone, Megumi. I guess I'm wondering if you feel like you've done all you can do by yourself. Your family, the detectives, and Mr. Fukuyama, they're all here because they want to help you. It's why I'm here too. Detective, you don't have to do this all on your own. We're all here to help you, so you don't have to go through any more hard times alone. That's all we want. I'd be so happy if you could talk to me. About like half these people leave the room, that'd probably help. I wonder if Megumi will talk to me. Megumi, you can talk it. You can take it slow. It's okay. I loved him. I really loved him. I love Mr. Fukuyama. What? 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 No, I mean, this isn't... Mr. Fukuyama? He's such a good teacher, always so kind, dependable, and cool. That's why I fell in love with him. And that's also why, the day before, that's why I had Mr. Fukuyama meet me on the rooftop. I finally told him how I felt. I like you, Mr. Fukuyama. I mean, I love you. Will you go out with me, please? Magabi, no, hold on. You can't just suddenly... Don't you like me too? Or do you hate me? No, it's... Megumi, words like love and like have different meanings at different times. And love, well, it's always a big word. And like is, well, answer my question. Okay. Megumi, you're just in love with love. It's really common at your age. What do you mean I'm in love with the idea of love? You'll understand one day when you've grown up. Don't treat me like a child. No, I'm not treating you like a child. I am. Am I? Stop it. Enough. Megumi. I didn't know what to do. I ran into the school and Isuke, were you listening? No, not really. Okay. Wait. You're up here with the teacher, huh? I can't believe it. I knew you were listening. Yeah, I heard you. Not like I wanted to hear something like that. Believe me. What's your problem? You're the worst. Worse than you? This is none of your business. Huh? How is it none of my business? I don't care. Shit. What the hell is your problem? You know what? I'm going to tell everyone what I heard. Everyone. That's a promise. Oh, yeah? Tell everybody if you want. People just love and eavesdropping gossip, don't they? You're so gross. Oh, I bet you're not worried because you're about to go to a better school. Huh? Even if everyone here thinks you're a creep, it won't matter when you're done with this school. I'm sad that you saw me like that, and that you heard all those things he said. I'm so ashamed. I want to die. Well, that's probably their last time they talk. Megumi. I didn't know about any of that. I'm sorry. So very sorry. Ayumi, I'll take it from here. Alright, that guy seems a little less creepy now. Okay, yeah, please. Ayumi did good work getting Megumi to talk. Yeah, she did. Megumi? I could say anything to Isuke, and I ended up saying the worst thing I could think of. I realized that Isuke liked me, and instead of, Isuke was so sweet and kind to me. Isuke. I'm sorry, Isuke. I'm so sorry. Wow. Alright. Isuke. It's been really hard, I know. Detective Kuse. She's really showing a sweet side here. It's easy to see how she empathizes with Megumi. Of everyone, Detective Kuse is probably the one who can help Megumi the most. She knows the kind of pain that Megumi is going through right now. Thank you, madame. Are you feeling a little better? Yes, a little. I think Megumi's calmed down and is ready to talk. So, that must be why you stayed home from school the next day. Yeah, I thought I should apologize to Isuke, but then it turned out I never can. My mom answered the phone and she told me. She said Isuke is dead. When I heard that Isuke had died, I worried he had killed himself. I thought it was because I said horrible things to him. Isuke took what I said. I thought Isuke died because of me. I thought I didn't want to see anyone. I couldn't even eat anymore. I felt like I was going to die too. It's been a few days, and last night, Isuke was in my dreams. He said, "You're not acting like yourself." When I woke up, I thought, I'm hurting Isuke now too. And that's what brought you out of your room? Yeah. Then, when the TV was on, I just found out that Isuke didn't commit suicide. He was killed by the smiling man. What? I thought maybe I'd done something even worse. I was so scared I couldn't take it anymore. Something even worse. What makes you think that Aisuke was killed by the smiling man? And what is this even worse that you mentioned? I bet Aisuke was over there, all by himself, crying. I said so many bad things to Aisuke. I made him sad, then the smiling man showed up and killed him. I did a terrible thing. He's probably going to say the same thing. Yeah, let's think before we move on. What does she mean, something even worse? Well, we already know. I like urban legends and stuff, so I know all about the smiling man. That's why I'm worried. The souls of people killed by the smiling man can't get to heaven. They can't? No. If I don't do something, Aisuke won't make it to heaven. So I have to recite the spell. There's a spell? Can you tell me more about the spell? When someone dies, everyone they're close to is really sad, right? If one of those people recites this spell at the murder scene, the smiling man will appear. Well, I know that spell. The smiling man will come. Aisuke will be able to get into heaven, and the spell will keep me safe. That's why I had to go there. That's quite a spell. So, you went to the pumping station. Is that all this was about? Megumi, you... I see. If I don't recite the spell, Aisuke won't be able to go into heaven. Where they found Aisuke, I was going to wait there for the smiling man and practice the spell, but I forgot the words. It was dark and scary and cold. I tried so hard to remember the words for Aisuke, but I just couldn't remember them. I started thinking about how I was so pathetic. Then I started thinking about Aisuke. I was so sad and lonely that I started crying. Then the smiling man showed up. Really? What? Are you serious? I was so scared. I couldn't remember the spell, so I just screamed. I practiced the spell, but I screwed up. Aisuke can't go to heaven because of me. I'm sorry, Aisuke. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Aisuke. I heard her scream just as we arrived. I ran towards her, but I didn't see anyone suspicious. It was just her and Mr. Fukuyama at the scene. However, there's a small spot at the back of the station where someone might be able to squeeze through. So whoever she saw might have gone that way. Kami, bring me the item, please. Understood. Was the smiling man wearing a paper bag like this? Yes, he had the same face drawn on his. His was different from what I've seen in the books or on TV, but this is it. This was his face. Ah. Well, that seals it. We can't ignore the connection to the murders from 18 years ago. Does this mean the smiling man is actually real? Utsugi Detective Agency. It's getting late. Great work today, Ayumi. Right, back at you. A lot of surprises today, huh? Yeah, I still can't believe that the smiling man really showed up in front of Megumi. Who is he? Why did he come to her? Well, let's wrap up today's investigation. Save real quick. I know it's late, but we've got one more thing to do. Oh yeah, we got to review. Review our day. We finally figured out why Megumi was absent the day Asuke Sasaki was found. Asuke saw Megumi confessing her love to Mr. Fukuyama, and he heard Mr. Fukuyama explain that he didn't feel the same way. Then Asuke called out for her behavior. She was so frustrated and embarrassed that she took it out on Asuke, her closest friend. Asuke must have been stunned. He seems to have liked Megumi as more than a friend. Yep, that's why she thought that she was the reason he died. She thought maybe he'd killed himself. She locked herself in her room since the day he was found, convinced until today that he had killed himself because of her. Today, though, something changed her mind. That was what she saw in the talk show. Asuke appeared in her dream. Is it the talk show? It's what she saw on the talk show, right? That show featured the urban legend The Smiling Man, and they talked about Asuke's case without getting very specific. That's why Megumi thought Asuke was killed by the Smiling Man, right? After watching the show, Megumi went to the crime scene looking to meet the Smiling Man. What Megumi wanted to do there was recite a spell so he could get to heaven. Recite a spell. She thought she needed to recite the spell so Asuke could get to heaven. She was so convinced the story was true that she couldn't stay home any longer. Poor girl. Then, at the crime scene, the Smiling Man appeared. Yeah. I can't imagine who it could have been. But it seems likely it's someone involved in Asuke's murder because... Select a keyword from your notebook that you believe to be the correct answer. But it seems likely it's someone involved in Asuke's murder because... I don't think that has anything to... Well, he was wearing a paper bag on his head. Right, the Smiling Man Megumi saw, and the paper bag Asuke was wearing. Both had the same face drawn on them. One not seen in the reports in the urban legend. Saul's right? Yeah. I have to say, the case developed quite a lot in just one day. Just for the record, let's recap what we've learned. Good idea, let's do that. On the day Asuke's body was found, Megumi missed school. She was upset because Asuke had overheard her confessing her feelings too. The teacher guy, where is he? I don't remember what it's... No. No. Oh, there he is. That's him. That's right. Now, since Megumi wasn't in school that day, she learned about Asuke's death from... Well, she got a call from the school. But I don't think it was him. No, that's not... I didn't mean to pick that. Wait a minute. Let me think about it some more. Megumi, who was absent from school. She learned about Asuke's death from... She learned about it from the school. When they called. Well, or her mom. I guess her mom's the one who took the phone call. But I don't think we ever got her mom's name. Maybe if we go to her, we won't know. Is it Harumi? Yes. There we go. Yes, the school contacted her mother, and she was the one to break it to Megumi. When her mother told her what had happened, Megumi assumed that Isuke's death was suicide. Yeah, it's understandable for her to think that given that what happened the day before. Megumi locked herself in her room and wouldn't talk to anyone, but this morning she finally started to come around. She decided to try and be more positive after Isuke appeared in her dreams to encourage her. But after Megumi saw the TV show about urban legends, she began to think that Sasaki was killed by the Smiling Man. That's right. Megumi knew about the urban legend of the Smiling Man, so she tried to recite a spell that she believed would let Isuke get into heaven. So she went alone to where Isuke's body was found and waited for the Smiling Man. And then, right in front of her, I know, it sounds unbelievable, but it seems it's true. Isuke was found wearing a paper bag over his head, the same kind as the victim from 18 years ago. Tonight, someone wearing a bag with the same smiling face was spotted where Isuke's body was found. And the face on both bags was different from the ones commonly associated with the urban legend. Does that mean the person Megumi saw tonight might be the same killer as 18 years ago? There's no way to know at this stage. Two separate cases, 18 years apart. They must be connected, but how? Well, this case is getting more and more complicated. Let's both do our best to solve it. Of course, I'm counting on you, Ayumi. That's everything for now. Are you still going to visit the police station tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going to ask Inspector Kamada about the person of interest who disappeared 18 years ago. Ayumi? Yeah? It bothers me that Inspector Kamada wasn't there today, given everything that happened. Hey, you're right, he wasn't there, was he? Maybe he's busy with too many cases. Mr. Atsugi trusts Inspector Kamada, so I don't doubt him, but I admit that I'm wondering if he's hiding something. I won't know anything until I ask him. I'll do my best tomorrow and let you know. What are your plans for tomorrow, Ayumi? I'm going to go check in on Megumi. I hope she's been able to calm down a bit. If you get to see her, tell her I said hello, and thank her for doing her best to talk to us. Okay, will do. Say, I wonder when Mr. Atsugi will be back. He disappears like this all the time. All right, well, that's the end of Chapter 6. We're going to be moving on to Chapter 7, Rumo Village, in the next video. But I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Looks like we're going to finally get to that police station. Hopefully, Kamada, or Yamat, whatever his name is there. But we're going to call it quits right here. Thanks for checking out the video with us. I'm really enjoying this story. I hope you guys are too. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're liking the video, hit that like button. Shoge World, out.